Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium, his record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby, when pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, closed to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of two X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there, these men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
People will come.
They come for reasons they can't even fathom. I'm not even sure why they're doing it. They'll arrive at your door, as innocent as children, longing for the past.
They sit in shirt sleeves on a perfect afternoon. They have reserved seats somewhere along one of the baselines. Back when they were children, cheered their heroes. It'll be as if they'd dipped themselves in magic waters. The memories will be so thick that I've brushed them away from their faces. People will come. The one constant through all the years has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers, been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. Baseball to mark the time. This field, this game, it's a part of our past. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again. Oh, people will come. People will most definitely come.
We're all told at some point in time we can no longer play the children's game. We just don't know when that's going to be. Some of us are told at 18, some of us are told at 40. But we're all told.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Braves coming. If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is.
I never heard of half of these guys. And the ones I do know are way past their prime.
Most of these guys never had a prime.
This guy here is dead.
Cross him off, then.
The local press seems to think we'd save everyone a lot of time and trouble if we just went out and shot ourselves.
We got uniforms and everything.
You know, you might think about taking Jesus Christ as your savior instead of fooling around with all this stuff. I like him very much. He no help with curveball.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
But I'll tell you, these fans are great. Listen to them. Hey, way to go, Rick. Oliver Ohio loves you. Come on, baby. Come on, Ricky. Come on, Ricky.
The game doesn't stink. It's a great game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our band here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Play ball!
Please verify signal clarity. Please verify signal clarity.
You're in Braves country.
On beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys. Pour you a cold one. It's time for Radio Baseball. You're listening live. We're set for pitch by pitch, play by play, the classic call of Radio Baseball. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Time to put it all aside for what should be a great game here on the Diamond. As we take you out to the old ballpark, kick up your feet, let's take a journey back to the golden age of radio baseball. We'll do our best to paint the picture as the game goes along. Roll call is on the way. It's time to join the country club, join in the fun. Get your game face on. We'll go over the lineups as the game moves along. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Major League Baseball, right here on the BCR Radio Baseball. Your modern-day superstation, bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of Major League Baseball and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 300 play-by-play games right here on the BCR. Please like and subscribe today. Don't forget to hype the videos. It helps the smaller stations to bring folks in so we can all root this great game on together. Join the country club today, and a special thanks to all the members in the country club. You help support the BCR.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, everybody. Who do we got here in the chat today? Turn that down and turn that up. That might be a little better. Good to see you, John. Country club member. I know I saw PETA. PETA, we'll get into what happened to Garrett Anderson here in a bit. James Fisher King, Big Truck. Jim Norton. Joyce Robledo down in Mexico. Everybody loves Raymond. Who else do we have in here today? I know a lot of folks are probably listening and not chatting because you don't want to set off any alarms at work. We'll try to keep you abreast of what's going on in the world of Major League Baseball and bring you Mets and Cubs, which should be a hell of a game. Cubs are coming back. They're licking their wounds a little bit, but not like the Mets. The Mets are on an 8-game losing streak. So they're trying to bounce back. We're going to take a real quick break. When we return, pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play, the classic call, Radio Baseball, Mets and Cubs, and we'll lift the curtain on the 3D when it kicks in.
In our sundown perambulations of late through the outer parts of Brooklyn, we have observed several parties of youngsters playing base, a certain game of ball. Let us go forth a while and get better air in our lungs. Let us leave our close rooms. The game of ball is glorious.
It is played everywhere. In parks and playgrounds and prison yards, in back alleys and farmers' fields, by small boys and old men, raw amateurs and millionaire professionals. It is a leisurely game that demands blinding speed. The only game in which the defense has the ball. It follows the season, the fond expectancy of springtime and ending with the hard facts of autumn.
Because we've been playing it fundamentally the same way for so long, the way that we can find the benchmarks that cross generations and cross decades is to be able to use these statistics as if they were labels. They aren't numbers. 300 hitter is not a number. The 300 hitter is a tag that means something today as it did in 1930, as it did in 1890. I can make that comparison with my father, who could have made it with his father, that common language.
It's our game, America's game.
We'd spit tobacco juice on a spike wound, rub dirt in it, and get out there and play.
Baseball's a gentleman's sport. Sportsmanship spoke from the heart of America.
It is a haunted game in which every player is measured against the ghosts of all who have gone before. Most of all, it is about time and timelessness, speed and grace, failure and loss, imperishable hope and coming home.
Somebody sat down and said, hey, it ought to be 90 feet. If it were 88 feet, the game would be very different. Think of the double plays. If it were 94 feet, batting averages would drop remarkably. 90 feet, that was a pick from heaven.
This is a reminder. Disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
Baseball serves the same purpose as a revolution in Central America or a thunderstorm on a hot day. A tonic, an exercise. So long as it remains our national game, America will abide no monarchy, and anarchy will be too slow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flash in the sky was visible within a radius of several hundred miles, and the noise of the impact was heard as far north as Chicago, Illinois. We have dispatched a special mobile unit to the scene, and we'll have our commentator give you a word picture of the scene as soon as he can reach there.
Reports observing several explosions occurring at regular intervals and moving toward the Earth with enormous velocity, like a jet of blue flame shot from a gun.
Crosley Service estimated that 32 million people were listening in on radios.
Quietly, and we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
the BCR, your home for the classic call, radio baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another ball game. Yes, sir. Why, we'll send you the play-by-play. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball, no more measles, and free tickets to the circus.
Although edited, tonight's thriller contains suspense and violence which may be unsuitable. Parental discretion is advised.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate?
Braves come. Welcome in, y'all. Hope you're having a great Friday afternoon. It's Kodai Senga versus Edward Cabrera. Should be a pretty good pitching matchup, but the wind is howling out of the stadium. 17 miles an hour towards left field. So if you're looking for a lean here, for those of y'all who like to play the ponies, think about the over. That is quite the wind blowing towards left center. It's blowing out right now. Originally it was projected around 8 to 10. 8-17, that's a tick up. And it is a cool day, so you have to take that under consideration, but nonetheless, any ball hit up into the wind out there is going to get a little bit of a push that it normally wouldn't get. And typically on conditions like today, you can see big numbers. The cool wind is the only thing that would keep me a little bit off mark on that, but honest engine. I mean, I'm watching Edward Cabrera warm up in their City Connects. People know their City Connects pretty well by now. Baby blue on top of white. The Cubs logo in red. And written in red on the back are the numbers, outlined in white as well. Names in blue, outlined in white on the back. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. As soon as that 3D kicks in, we'll kick it into you. As Cabrera tosses the warm-up pitch away, the warm-up ball away. And it looks like we're just about set. Beautiful, friendly confines here in Chicago. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Wrigley Field. And the first pitch on the way is a ball inside to Carson Benj. It's 1-0. The 1-0 right there, P at the knees. 1-1. Benj, one of the big young prospects in the Mets organization. They're expecting big things of him. He's off to a slow start as the 1-1 swing and a miss. 1-2. Just kind of batting 151 on the year, but you have to kind of expect this for rookies. The 1-1 in the dirt. The 1-2 in the dirt, excuse me. Ball 2, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Kicks and fires. Pitch is swung on and lifted into left field, and that ball's going to get caught. F7 in your scorecard. Happ with the catch, and there's one away. Left to right across the outfield. It's Happ, PCA, and Suzuki. Around the horn, left to right, Bregman, Dansby, Horner, and first base, Michael Busch. First pitch to Bo Bichette is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and grips. Swing, slaps it foul towards the first base dugout. So an 0-2 to Bichette. Batting .228 on the year. Big free agent acquisition from the Toronto Blue Jays in the offseason. He's off to a slow start, batting .228. The 0-2 pitch. Caught looking strike three. Punched him out on the outer track, and there is one away. That pitch was filthy. Sitting down and in. So 2 up, 2 down to start the inning. Francisco Lindor, the number 3 hitter, batting just .184 on the year. The first pitch is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Saw one of the Mets guys doing his... He's no longer on the fan. He's doing his own thing as the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. But he used to be on the fan, and he was going off about what the Mets have done wrong, in his opinion. And one of the things he kept banging the table about was trading Lindor, and I'm like, for what? Because you're going to get fleeced on it. Whatever you trade Lindor for, you're not going to get back what you think you are. The 0-2 chops it towards the first base dugout. We'll do it again. .0-2 from Cabrera. Kicks and fires. Fastball. High and out of the zone. 1-2. Cabrera shows a four-seamer, a splitter, a cutter, a sweeper, a sinker, and a slider. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, hammers it down the line. Foul. 1-2. Not a true kitchen sinker because he leans on that four-seamer 36% of the time, splitter 23%, and the cutter 21% of the time. So at almost 80% clip, you get one of those 3 pitches. Then the sweeper comes in at 13, which is a pretty hefty dose. But the sinker and slider, he's just putting it in there to keep you off balance. Ball appeared to have gotten a piece of Lindor. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt, and it is 2-2. 2-2 count. Brings it. Swing. That ball's hit towards right field. Getting up in the wind and jumping a catch, but it's off the wall, off the glove of Suzuki. He leaped for the ball, and it bounced off the webbing of his glove as he was trying to backhand it. It was going to his arm side, not his glove side. Suzuki was on the run, and it just bounced out of his mitt. PCA backs it up, fires into the infield, but it's a 2-out double for the Mets and Francisco Lindor. They're trying to see any kind of spark to get him going hot. Luis Robert, the batter, came over from the White Sox in the offseason. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch, swing, lifts it. High into center field. PCA's got a beat on it. He'll make the catch. F8 in your scorecard. We'll be back in a flash. 0-0 going to the bottom of the first in Wrigley on a Friday.
I have to go to rehab. So I
don't think you need rehab.
Kim, I blacked out and climbed into a trash bin.
Hey, Braves country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play-by-Play, the classic call of Braves country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
What's your favorite section of the alphabet?
I mean, there's an obvious answer.
Yeah, excluding element P.
H-I-J-K.
No, bro, that's the worst one.
H-I-J-K?
H-I-J-K.
He's like, hi, just kidding.
30 years. Okay. Wow, you'll be paying this off in your mid-70s. All right. Hey, I've got an idea. You know that extra bedroom? If the whole girlfriend thing never happens, that's where the nurse can live. Okay, all right.
They have work to do, and they should be sleeping or eating. But they would rather do without sleep or without a square meal deliberately eaten than miss a minute of a ball game, even if they go on their night turn in the mill or factory, minus the rest that should be theirs.
Baseball has been a passion of immigrants because it is a way into the United States. It's a kind of citizenship perhaps more authentic than anything which can be on a piece of paper. Sometimes it was the youngster's rebellion against his father becoming less Polish, more American, by taking up baseball. But it became an enormously important part of the American identity.
Welcome back. Kodai Senga on the bump, 33-year-old. Japanese-born right-hander. 27% career strikeout rate. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way is up top for a strike. Nico Horner, it's 1-0. Or 0-1, excuse me. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing, pops it up. Shallow right field. Underneath it, making the catch is Marcus Semien. F4 in your scorecard, and there's one away. What you'll see from Kodai Senga today. It's basically a 5-pitch mix with a 6-pitch, to keep you honest. It's a 4-seamer and a splitter and the cutter. He leans on those 3 very heavily. First pitch to Bush is off the plate wide. Michael Bush batting 148. It's 1-0. So those 3 pitches, the 4-seam, splitter, and cutter, you'll see that at about 80% of the time. Very, very much like Cabrera. As the 1-0 misses, ball 2-0. The sweeper comes in at 13%, and then sinker slider, they're there to keep you honest. They'll come in at a total of 7% of the time, rarely uses the slider. Pitch down and in, 3-0. Slider typically about 2% of the time. 2-0 count. .96-mile-an-hour fastball right there at the knees. Before his arm injuries, he threw a curveball, but he's not thrown one since the return of those injuries. We'll keep an eye on it today, but it's not expected to be thrown, the 3-1 pitch. Just misses, ball 4, but Alvarez wants to challenge us. I think he's got a pretty good beef here. And that pitch looked like it hit the majority of the zone. And it is a strike, so the challenge will overturn the call. It's now a full count. Full count. Righty, lefty, standing on deck is Bregman. Here's the pitch to Michael Busch. In the dirt, ball 4. So he did try to bounce. That looked like that actually might have been the curveball right there that he doesn't use anymore. But it looks like he tried to flip it up there and missed. They're calling it a cutter, but I'm telling you, that looked like a 12-6er. Alex Bregman, the batter. First pitch swinging, smokes it down the right field line. That ball's got eyes. Going around first, heading to second is Bregman. He'll put on the brakes from first to third. It'll be Busch. He'll stay right there, and they've got runners on the corners with one away. Good piece of hitting there by Bregman. They tried to hit the outside corner, and he slapped it down the line. Brett Beatty, the first baseman, was well off the bag, had no shot at it. So runners at the corners, one out. Left to right in the outfield today for the Mets, it's Taylor, Roberts, and Bange. Round the horn, third to first. Bichette, Lindor, Simeon, and Brett Beatty. Alvarez is behind the plate, and of course, Kodai Senga stands on the bump. Here's the first pitch to happen. It's a swing and a miss. Down and in. It's 0-1. 0-1 count. Kicks and fires. Pitch just below 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Kicks and brings it. Swing, fouls it away. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Kodai looks in and brings it, and that pitch is in the dirt, and it is 2-2. That's the fork ball, the ghost fork. It tends to ring up as the sweeper on a lot of these, but today they are showing it as a fork ball. That's why we had the sweeper written in. It really depends on which device you're looking at it on. Excuse me. The 2-2 from Senga. Turns and kicks. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that was the ghost fork, and there's 2 down. Big strike out there by Senga. Seiya Suzuki coming on to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Two countrymen going head to head. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. High and inside. 1-1. 1-1 count. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. The defense in the infield is back into the left. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. The 1-2 from Kodai. Saya digging in. The pitch is in the dirt. Good block there by Alvarez. 2-2. Two count. 0-0 your score. Runners at the corners. There are 2 outs. Outfield playing fairly deep, but straight away. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, lifts it into right field, giving chases Baines, and that ball's going to drop for a base hit. The Cubs will score a run. They've got runners on the corners with 2 outs once again, and it's 1-0 Chicago. Smacked it down that line. It was a good try out there by Carson Bench. I thought he was going to get to it, honestly. Had a long way to go and a short time to get there. He was eastbound and down towards that right field line. Makes the sliding stop. That ball gets past him. That's at least 2 runs, and who knows how far it would have rolled. So a bit of a gutsy play there. He was trying to make the big stop to end the inning. Moises Ballesteros, the batter, first pitch on the way. Swing, lifts it into left field, up into that wind. Going back on the track, and there you go. The first home run off this win. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a, ding-dong. A 3-run shot, and it's 4-0 Chicago Cubs. Talked about that wind in the beginning. Cubbies will put 4 on the board. I do think this is going to be a high-scoring game. For you Mets fans out there, it's far from over. Righty-righty matchup. Carson Kelly, the batter, first pitch on the way, fouls it back out of play. Go 1. That ball in most parks on most days, honest engine, doesn't get anywhere close to being a home run. It might have been up against the walls in other parks, but it's not leaving the building. First pitch is up top. Misses high. 1-1. 1-1 count. That's one of the things that drives managers crazy about coming to this park, is the fact that the 1-1 pitch, outside wide, tried to go for the 4-seamer out there, 96 miles an hour. The 2-1, down and in, ball 3-1. One of the things that drives managers crazy when they come to Wrigley, when the wind's blowing out and all the elements are hitter friendly, you leave this stadium and guys go into a funk as a 3-1 pitch, swing, fouls it back. Seen the Braves do it several times, but you get in the habit of trying to get that ball up in that wind so it'll carry out of the building, pad you some stats. You get to the next park and they're just weak fly balls. Righty-righty matchup. Senga digging in. The payoff pitch. Swing. Lifts it into right field. Giving chase is Carson Benj. And he'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Cubs put 4 on the board. Mets will try to answer. Middle of the order due up when we return for the Metropolitans.
I'm an Uber driver. Get in.
I didn't order an Uber.
We've got one now.
I'm good, bro.
Oh my God! Get in! Or wait.
All right, guess what, guys? We made a football team. We're calling it the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, that is very cool. What's our mascot going to be? Bill? Who's Bill?
No, the mascot's a buffalo.
But you said we're the Bills.
Yeah, the logo is a buffalo. Right, and we're in Buffalo.
But we're the Bills, you said.
Right. Well, why don't we just be the Buffaloes? Well, then we'd be the Buffaloes.
Yeah, it's a little too much Buffalo.
We're the Buffalo Bills, okay? We're named after Buffalo Bill Cody. He's a legendary bison hunter.
Wait, so we're naming our mascot after a guy that used to kill our mascot?
Technically, yes.
Maybe there's a guy that kills dolphins. That makes more sense.
That's illegal. He's Bill.
What if we call him Billy? You know, it's a little more kid-friendly.
Okay, sure.
Okay, how about full name William Buffalo, but he goes by Bill, socially.
All right, we don't need a full backstory.
Listen, it's cold up here. We're going to build a dome to play in, right?
No. We thought it through. It should be fine.
Lager, the beer that brought the forest down.
I drive an exotic imported sports car. I eat exotic foreign food like frankfurters and pizza. But when it comes to numbing my mind, I'm a patriot. I drink the beer that brought the forest down. I'm a lager man. And with the new 80-bottle trunk pack, you've got enough for the evening. Hey, it's happy hour somewhere.
Lager brings out the patriot in you.
Companies of every kind promoted baseball for their workers. Management believed it encouraged teamwork, provided a healthy way to fill spare time that might otherwise be devoted to labor agitation, and taught immigrant workers how to be real Americans. Nearly every industry had a league: railroads, steel, electricity, coal and iron, textiles, meat packing, automobiles. And thousands of workers came out for factory games on the weekends.
Welcome back. 4-0, Chicago leads New York. Cubs versus Mets. Edward Cabrera will go back to work. The right-hander struck out 1 in the first inning. First pitch on the way is off the plate wide. The ball, it's 1-0. Both pitchers have 1 strikeout. They had low strikeout totals today, and they are good strikeout pitchers, but I think a lot of that had to do with the conditions. As the 1-0. 96 smacks the black on the outer edge. It's 1-1. Wind blowing out to left field, 17. They got it up to 19 miles an hour. The 1-1 outside wide. Ball 2-1. 2-1 count. Kicks and fires. P at the knees, 2-2. Alvarez didn't like it, but it did look like that was a strike. Your home plate umpire tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, is Todd Titchener. First base is Alex Tosi, the 2-2, down and away, 3-2. Second base will be manned by Adam Hamari, and down the third base line, it's Austin Jones. The payoff pitch. Swing, chops it off his instep, and will do it again. Braves and Phillies tonight's an early 6:40 first pitch. As the 3-2 pitch, swing, hits it over to the left side of the infield. Long throw by Bregman. I mean, he's basically sitting in the dugout. It's going to be a wide throw. I think they'll probably give Francisco Alvarez an infield single on this. This was going to take a miracle throw. Good job over there by Michael Bush. Keep that from going into the dugout. So he had to chase it up the line. And a base runner on for the Mets. Righty-lefty matchup is MJ Melendez. Takes it inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. brings it into the dirt, 2-0. Melendez made his Mets debut on Wednesday, going 2 for 4. Called up from AAA Syracuse. Of course, he's been in the league for quite some time. A lot of fans aren't that familiar with him, but he started off with the Royals. One of his big selling points when he first came up is he was a catcher that could hit. He doesn't catch much anymore, typically DH or outfield. The 2-0 count. High and inside, 3-0. And he came up in an era where there weren't a lot of great hitting catchers. Now they're all over the major leagues. But at the time, he was stuck behind Salvador Perez, and so they started putting him in left field to get him some at-bats. 3-0 pitch, right down the pipe for a strike, 3-1. And started off his career pretty hot and then kind of fizzled out. Eventually, Kansas City gave up on him and the Mets scooped him up. That wind is absolutely whistling out of the building. All the flags that they fly here at Wrigley showing where everybody is in the standings, they are standing straight and ripping towards the out. The 3-1 upstairs for a strike. Melendez tossed his bat. He thought he was going to be walked, but it did appear to hit the very top of the zone, full count. No challenge. Can imagine if you're Melendez, last thing you want to do on your second day in the office is lose a challenge in the second inning where you're trailing by 4. Payoff pitch. Cabrera brings it. Swing rips it into right field. That's down for a base hit. And it's a single to get the Mets going. First and second, nobody out. Four nothing your score. That ball was absolutely smoked out there. Righty-righty matchup, first pitch swing, and that ball sizzled in the gap by Marcus Semien, and that's going to get down up against the ivy. Here comes the throw to the infield. Bad throw, and the runners will all be safe. It's 4-1 now as the runner comes home to score. It's second and third, and nobody out for the Metropolitans. He clacked that one into the gap. Think they thought about sending Melendez. He runs pretty well. He did, like I said, he didn't catch long in the majors, so he really does run more like an outfielder, but they held the brakes trailing by 3 here in the second inning. First pitch right there to Beatty is bender at the knees, looked like the curveball. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Turns and fires, bounces it off the plate, 0-2. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pulled the string on that one. 93-mile-an-hour changeup. Let that sink in. Big out there by Cabrera. He'll bring it up near triple digits on a lot of his fastballs. So he can fire a changeup at 93 and still have a big difference in velocity between the two. Tyrone Taylor batting 182 on the year. Takes the first pitch outside wide. It's 1-0. Good job back there behind the plate by Kelly as that ball was heading towards the backstop. Not a ton of room behind home plate like there are in other newer ballparks. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. I think Wrigley does it right. I mean, why would you need a ton of foul territory behind home plate? You basically just need enough to be able to have on-deck circles and let the fans sit as close as possible. 1-1 count. Swing, chops it down the third base line. Foul. Into the dugout. Dugout that the Chicago Cubs call home. Unlike a lot of other teams, their third base has been their home for as long as I can remember. The 1-2. Swing, rips it into left center field, and that ball's getting up against the wall. Bangs against the wall, and here comes the throw down to second base. Goes off the bag, and he's out. He is out, but it is 4-3. It's going to be a 2 RBI single with the runner getting thrown out at second base, trying to stretch it into a double. Good throw by PCA. That ball rocketed off the wall. This game's played in June or July. Probably doesn't come back as quick as the ivy would have been fully grown out there. That ball came flying off the bricks. And a good throw and a very good tag out there by Nico Horner, who had to find the runner, stuck his leg out for the tag. First pitch swinging. After that is a pop-up by Carson Bench deep into left field. Almost got it out, but that'll end the inning. But not before the Mets put 3 on the board. It's 4-3. We got a seesaw battle in Chicago.
If you ladies don't start letting that car warm up when you started, I'm going to call you daddy. I'm going to call your uncle. I'm going to call somebody. Y'all just start that thing and off to the races.
I swear, some of y'all need to stop thinking that you're all that. For f***'s sake, you ain't even all there.
Could you imagine how hot I'd be if I ate right and took care of my body? I mean, I ain't going to do it, but could you imagine?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but they're mean to you because you're pretty.
No, I'm pretty sure it's because I'm a bitch.
Guess what? We played basketball in gym today.
I love basketball.
It was 5-on-5.
Did you guys win?
Well, it was tied with like 10 seconds left in the game.
Nice.
And I was over there. I was like, Kevin, because Kevin had the ball. I was like, throw me the ball. I'm open. And he didn't see me, so I ran to the top. I was like, I'm open, Kevin. And then everybody on my team was like, Kevin, Derek's open. And he threw it to me, and I looked at the time, and it's running down, and it's like 3, 2. And I just closed my eyes, and I just throw the ball up.
And
it went over the backboard.
Hey, I'm not going to make it in today. Sorry about that.
Why not? We really need you here today.
Hey, listen here. I woke up feeling great. And at my age, that doesn't happen too often. So I sure as hell ain't going to waste the day there.
On September 20th, 1914, more than 100,000 people filled Cleveland's Brookside Stadium to see the Telling Strollers beat the Hannah Cleaners 8-3.
The ones I remember are the Greenville, Mississippi Buckshots, who were semi-pro, I guess they were called in those days. And they had jobs around town, but the main thing they did was play baseball. And they were a tobacco-chewing crowd, and men were fearful that their daughters might go out with one of them, and that kind of thing. Well, they hung around the pool all a lot when they weren't working or playing baseball. And they were all looking forward to a career.
Welcome back. First pitch swinging out the gates, and that ball's going to get grounded over to first base. Stumbling, grabbing the ball is Beatty. He'll underhand it to Senga covering the base. So it'll be a 3-1 put out. One away. Ball just kind of shot out of the glove of Beatty as he was losing his balance. He's fortunate he was able to grab it in time. That's usually one of those ones you kick past yourself and you're not able to get the runner. Dansby Swanson, who's been swinging a much hotter bat than the last time we saw him, first pitch. High and out of the zone, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Just misses. Good take. 2-0. Count. Right there, top of the zone, 2-1. Tell you what, that was a heck of a draft in 2015. Dansby went first, Bregman went second, Kyle Tucker went fifth. Is the 2-1 inside, 2-2. 2-2 count to Dansby. Ian Happ went ninth in that draft. 4 of the top 9 picks. Established MLB everyday players. The 2-2 inside, full count. 3 of the guys right here on the Chicago Cubs starting roster today. Full count to Dansby. Alvarez sets up outside the pitch. Down and away, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first, and the Cubs have one on with 1 out. Michael Busch, the batter. Excuse me, Nico Horner. Busch moves onto the on-deck circle. Righty-righty matchup. Horner 0 for 1 on the day with the pop-up. He'll take the first pitch outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Senga digging in. Here's the pitch. Swing! That ball's blasted high and deep. Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lamma ding-dong, a 2-run shot. And the Chicago Cubs are back up by 3. It's 6-3. The 4th hit of the day for the Cubs, but the 6th run. .392 happy feet over the Wrigley Field wall. Righty-lefty matchup brings Michael Busch to the table, and he takes the first pitch outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing, chops it down the first base side. 1-1. First base coach of the Cubs, Jose Javier, tosses it into the crowd. 1-1 count. Swing. Bangs it off the plate. It's 1-2. Kodai Senga at 38 pitches. It's a bit of a high pitch count so far. Cubs 6, Mets 3. The over-under was 10 today. 10.5 in some markets. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. And there's 2 down. Second strikeout by Senga. He's neck and neck with Cabrera on that number. Good to see you, Coco. Alex Bregman, who's 1 for 1. Slapped one down the right field line his first time up. Takes the first pitch down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Turns and fires in the dirt. 2-0. Coco, how about my boy Messick almost throwing a no-no last night? I was watching that one. That was a heck of a performance. The 2-0 count. Down and away, ball 3, 3-0. We talked about this last year, and I believe the year before. The NBA play-in, their calendar really is strange. A 3-0 swing and a miss, 3-1. They finish their regular season on a Sunday. They start their play-in tournament on Tuesday, Wednesday. Then they take Thursday night off, and the finals are tonight. Is the 3-1 pitch swing? Or is it foul? Meanwhile, Thursday night is the biggest TV night in television throughout the history of American television. Why they take Thursday night off when they could have their finals that night is just dumbfounding. The payoff pitch, right there at the knee, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So a third strikeout of the day for Senga, but he's coughed up 6. We'll be back in a flash, playing some good old-fashioned restaurant league softball here in Wrigley.
Do I understand that there are consequences to my actions? Yes, but am I still going to act absolutely flabbergasted when there are consequences to my actions? Yes.
Friendly reminder that you are not a hot mess. You're a spicy disaster.
So I got jury duty. I'm not going. That sounds stupid. So you're telling me there's a guy who did a crime and you need me to show up so you can convince me whether or not he did it? I didn't go to law school. I'm just confused because, like, why isn't it a job? Why don't you just hire jury people full time? And why can't you just get, like, an associate's degree in jury tutoring? Why do we have to grab randos off the street? Why do I have to convince a Lifetime Fitness front desk employee, an Arby's shift lead, and a librarian that I'm not guilty for murder?
I don't care if you don't like me. The voices in my head do. And we party pretty hard.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
Y'all, can somebody explain to me why we buy brand new clothes to go out of town and them people ain't even seen our old clothes?
Women workers demanded to play too, and soon the Goodyear girls, the Westinghouse maids, and the Miller Rubber maids took the field. At Progressive Sing Sing Prison on the Hudson River, convicts played and beat visiting teams made up of electrical workers, insurance salesmen, and stock exchange clerks. I want to go back to Sing Sing, one ex-con remembered. Down here, I'm just a bum, but up there, I was on the ball team.
Braves Country Radio, pull up a chair. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Edward Cabrera goes back to work. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Bo Bichette 0 for 1 on the day. The 0-1. High and out of the zone. 1-1. Former, more known as an Angels outfielder and Atlanta Brave, Garrett Anderson passed away at the age of 53 today at the 1-1 pitch. Swing, chops a foul.
What I am. That's all what I am.
It's time for Who Am I? 1-2 pitch, outside wide 2-2. So normally on Who Am I, we pick a player from the past off an old bubblegum card, see if you can guess them. Today we're just going to give you who Garrett Anderson was for those who may not know as the 2-2 in the dirt 3-2. It appears that his death was from natural causes. No foul play has been reported as the payoff pitch. Swing, lifts it down the right field line. That's going to get down for a base hit. And it's a leadoff single for the Mets. So 6-3, New York trails Chicago. Bo Bichette His first base hit of the day. That'll bring Francisco Lindor, who doubled his first time up. He's 1 for 1 on the day. First pitch, swing, chops it towards first. It's going to be a high throw from Bush. He'll fire it down to Dansby. Dansby will return the favor. That's a quick double play. So mark it down 3 to 6 to 3. And quickly 2 down here in the top of the third. First pitch now to Luis Robert. Misses for a ball outside wide. It's 1-0. Slider missing the zone. Garrett Anderson. 1-0 pitch. Swing, pops it up. We might have to finish this in the bottom of the inning, because that's going to be a quick 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the third. Chicago over New York. 6 to 3.
Hey, to all my parents out there, I just want y'all to know y'all not crazy. Them kids be throwing your forks and spoons away.
If you thought the homeless were running San Francisco now, did you know one of once Emperor of America? Meet America's Emperor. Norton was a Jewish fellow from England who arrived in San Francisco as a businessman. He did well for himself until 1852, when he made a bold move to try and corner the market on rice during trade bans, which blew up in his face. It broke him financially and mentally, so he'd write a manifesto. At the end of it, he declared himself Emperor of the United States. As a joke, a San Francisco newspaper ran the manifesto, and there you have it. America has a self-proclaimed emperor. His name is Norton, and he lives in a boarding house. Less than a month into his reign, he actually put out a proclamation where he abolished Congress on behalf of the American people. After that, he abolished the two-party system and ordered General Winfield Scott to use suitable force to clear the halls of Congress. Norton wore a blue uniform of a Union general with gold epaulets and a rusty battle saber, and never paid take the ferry as part of his executive privilege. Soon he began printing his own currency with his face on it, and on the 1870 census, Norton listed his occupation as emperor. The emperor also wrote letters to Queen Victoria of England, explaining to her why a marriage to him would help strengthen the relationship between England and America. There you have it, Norton, Emperor of America.
Here he comes again.
Hey, my nephew you've been talking about, he's 3 for 3
Is that right?
That's right.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
ThingsThatDidn'tHappen.com.
Really?
Yep. You know, baseball's not for everyone, man. You know, sign him up for karate or something. All I see is swinging at air.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by our mystery sponsor, a product that is so good that they're paying us to keep anyone from associating it with this program.
George Stallings was the manager of the Miracle Braves of 1914, who went from last place on July 4th to winning the pennant and eventually the World Series against the highly favored Athletics. But when he was dying, so the story goes, one of the would-be, soon-to-be mourners said, "George, what's killing you?" Stallings replied, "Bases on balls."
6 to 3 your score. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Z and Happ, righty-lefty matchup. First pitch, swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. Kodai Senga, 46 pitches here in the early going. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss off the edge. 1-2. 0-2, excuse me. The 0-2. Outside wide, 1-2. Francisco Alvarez wants to challenge that. Senga's got a wince on his face. Like, I don't know about that. Looked like it missed the ball. And the call will be upheld. So, bad challenge there. One left for the Mets. It's actually a lot closer than I thought it was. Missed by about a little over an inch. It looked much further off the plate, according to the box they keep on the screen. The Mets are down to one challenge. Cubs still have both. Neither has used any of their replay challenges. 1-2 count. Senga kicks and fires, and that pitch misses outside wide. Trying to go with that fork ball once again. It's now 2-2. So he went four seam to set him up that was fouled off, and then the fork ball that he swung at to even up the count, and then gone fork ball. The 2-2, inside sinker, full count. Cubs 6, Mets 3, bottom 3. The payoff pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? They checked down the third base line. He did not. Ball 4. So the Cubs will send runner down to first. Lead off the inning. It's a leadoff walk. Seiya Suzuki, who RBI single and a run scored his first time up, stands in. Righty-righty matchup. Suzuki. First pitch, swing and a miss. Chasing that cutter down and away. It's 0-1. One thing I've noticed about Senga, he's not scared to use the same pitch over and over again if he thinks it's working, like he did in that first at bat. The 0-1 pitch. Another cutter, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Most pitchers are kind of gun shy to do that. They want to bounce it back and forth. Don't want the batter to see the same pitch over and over. I've noticed this with Senga throughout his career. He's not shy about it. If he thinks something's going to work, he'll go there. The 0-2 pitch, curveball. Did he go around? He did not. 1-2. That fork ball of his, it's similar to a curve. That's his strikeout pitch. That's the one he likes to go to when he's ahead. The 1-2. Swing, lifts it out into right field, and that'll be a F9 your scorecard. One down. He went back to the cutter off of the fork, so he went cutter, took the fork, and then went back to the cutter. A game of cat and mouse there on the bump. Moises Ballesteros hit a 3-run home run, just snuck over the left field wall into the basket out there in Wrigley Field. That wind howling at 17 miles an hour plus towards that left field seats area has played a major part in this score so far. First pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. They've already got Huascar Brazaban warming up in the pen. The Senga's at 56 pitches. The 0-1. Fastball right there on the outer edge. It's 0-2. Garrett Anderson, gentleman that passed away today, he had a batting average of .293 and over 2,500 hits. He finished with 287 home runs and 1,365 RBI. He played for the Angels from 94 to 2008 with the Braves in 2009 and the Dodgers in 2010. But the man was a 3-time All-Star. As the 0-2 pitch, swing, laces it towards right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. So runners at first and second, one out. Garrett Anderson was a 3-time All-Star. He won the World Series with the Angels in 2002 and a 2-time Silver Slugger Award. He's in the Los Angeles Angels Hall of Fame. And he's got one of those careers that you see those numbers, you're extremely impressed. You realize they're not Hall of Fame, National Baseball Hall of Fame numbers, but they're right below it. And that's why he's in the Angels Hall of Fame. And there's something to be said for that. Guy that spent the majority of his career with one team. Won them a World Series. And only to date, he's done a lot more with his Angels career than what Michael Trout has done. Guy's been in the playoffs, what, one time? Man, did he tear up the Yankees, though, in this 3-game series. Hit 5 home runs in New York against the Yankees. And remember, he's a New Jersey kid. Righty-righty matchup. Carson Kelly, the batter. Senga, after the mound visit, time is called, and it's going to be, it's an automatic ball, I believe, on Senga. It is 1-0. Senga just kind of shook his head and goes, all right. First and second, 1 out. The 1-0. Check swing right there on the outer edge. It's 1-1. I'll tell you what, something makes it even better for Anderson going into the Angels Hall of Fame, playing his whole career practically in Southern California. It's just the 1 year with the Braves in 2009. Other than that, he's an Angel, and then also 1 year with the Dodger. But he was born as the 1-1 pitch, a swing, chops it all over to third. That's going to be a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play. So good job by Senga to get out of the jam. 6-3, Cubs lead it. Garrett Anderson was born in Newport Beach, California. We'll be back in a flash here in Wrigley.
I've been feeling kind of down today, so I'm just going to go to the gas station, let the crackheads tell me I look like Beyonce. You may not see it, but them see it, especially for $2.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic ball of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
He never complained, never alibied. He was never known to criticize a teammate or call an opposing ball player lucky. He accepted his great success modestly and the many vicissitudes of his life in silence. He was easy to like and hard to know. New York World Telegram.
If Walter Johnson and Christy Mathewson had a challenger for the title of best pitcher in baseball, it was a troubled young right-hander named Grover Cleveland Alexander, a Nebraska farm boy, the son and grandson of alcoholics, and one of 13 children. He had honed his startling accuracy by hurling rocks to kill birds to help feed his family. He was a minor league star at 22 when a shortstop's throw to first hit him squarely between the eyes. He was unconscious for 2 days, then stricken with double vision. He kept throwing anyway, and after months of relentless work, his vision suddenly and mysteriously cleared, though he remained subject to epileptic seizures for the rest of his life.
Six to 3, Chicago leads New York. The Mets grab the sticks. We go to the top of the fourth. So all that they've released on Garrett Anderson's death is he was experiencing a medical emergency at his California home. So I don't know if that's heart attack or whatever it is. But I'll tell you what, the more and more you read on this guy, you realize how good he really was. It's the first pitch from Cabrera to Alvarez, misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Cabrera, 3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs allowed, 2 strikeouts. The 1-0 pitch is dragged on the ground over to third. And scooping it off the carpet, flipping it to first, is Bregman for the long throw. One away. 5-3 in your scorecard. He holds the Los Angeles Angels franchise records for games played, at bats, hits, runs scored, RBIs, total bases. He's the first pitch to Melendez. MJ Melendez 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Inside, ball 2, 2-0. So most singles, most doubles, most grand slams, 8 of them. And RBIs in a single game, 10 against the Yankees in one game. So misses ball 3, 3-0. 3-0 count. Most home runs by a left-handed batter, so he doesn't have to worry about Trout snaking that from him. 3-0 misses inside, ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk with 1 out. Edward Cabrera coming over from the Marlins in the offseason in a trade. The first pitch is swing and a miss by Marcus Semien. It's 0-1. Of course, Semien coming over from the Texas Rangers. Brandon Nimmo now in Texas. I always liked Nimmo, even when he was a Met. He was one of my favorite players. First pitch is inside for a ball. It's 1-1. I often said that I wish we could teach some of our batters to take the type of at-bats that Nimmo took. Because the guy would make anybody work, and I think one of my favorite things about him is the 1-1 inside, 2-1. Mets fans can attest to this. When he would get walked, you would see him sprint to first, and you don't see that anymore. He had an energy that I think would be infectious in any clubhouse. 2-1 count. Outside wide, 3-1. I did believe that the time when they signed him, he was overpaid by the Mets. That extension, they gave him 8 years, 160 plus. And I felt that was a little too much considering his lack of power. But I was wanting the Braves to sign him at the time, the 3-1 pitch swing. Smacks it off his instep, 3-2. Once I saw the number, I was like, nah, that's not happening. They weren't going to give him $20 a year for 8 years. I think what he'll end up being towards the end of his tenure in the major leagues, which is probably why the Mets got rid of him, is he's going to be an overpriced DH. Is the 3-2, swing and a miss. Here comes the throw down to second base, and they got him. So a strike him out, throw him out, smoke him if you got him. They got him. We'll be back in a flash. 6-3, bottom of the 4th.
Nowadays, y'all have Miley Cyrus telling you to buy your own flowers. I support that. That's great. But I had Carrie Underwood telling me to slash his tires and key his car. Catch a charge, that's okay. That's okay, but he learned his lesson. He can have that girl with her fruity little drink.
Today we're going to talk about the career of Mickey Mantle. In almost 2 decades, he compiled a lifetime OPS plus of 172. This puts him 7th best all time. He won the league home run title 4 times and the league slugging title 4 times. He hit 300 or better in 10 seasons. He was a 20-time All-Star, had 3 MVPs, won 1 batting title, 1 Triple Crown, and also won a Gold Glove. He played in 12 World Series during a 14-year stretch. Mantle would help the Yankees win 7 titles in his career. He is the only switch hitter to hit 50 home runs, and he did it twice. The 1951 World Series, Mantle would trip over an exposed drainage pipe while attempting to catch a fly ball. In 1969, it was determined that Mantle had played all of those years with a torn ACL in his knee without having it repaired. Mantle finished his career with a .298 batting average, 536 home runs, 1,509 RBIs, and had 2,415 hits.
Alexander stormed into the majors in 1911, striking out 227 men for the Philadelphia Phillies in his very first season. He would win 30 or more games 3 seasons in a row. He pitched 4 one-hitters in 1915 and 90 shutouts during his long career. He was utterly businesslike on the mound, throwing an arsenal of pitches with pinpoint accuracy. Game after game, he'd pitch in an hour and a half, a teammate recalled. No fussing around, no stalling, no wasted motion. Even the men he struck out so consistently liked him. Between games, he was modest, good-humored, and kept mostly to himself. But then he began to drink.
Welcome back. First pitch from Kodai Senga to start the bottom of the 4th inning. High and out of the zone, it's 1-0. 1-0. kicks and fires. Swing, pops it up. High into center field. Fighting the sun is Robert. He'll make the catch. Picked it up at the last second. F8, your scorecard went away. All three outfielders, Baines, Roberts, and Taylor, all smacked gloves, smiling because they all came over there to help him. I think he was yelling something like, I can't find it, type of thing. They all came over to help, and they're all laughing about it now. Like to welcome in McKenna, who's covering the controls here on the Wrigley Friday, as the first pitch is right there for a strike. Oh, 0-1 to Dansby Swanson. He walked his first time up. Roy typically does these games, but I think he might be here later, but he's got some kind of an appointment he couldn't get out of. Pitch misses down and away, 1-1. So 1-1 count. Swing, chops it. Over towards third. It's going to be a 5-3 put out. One down. They're actually going to call that an infield single. It's a good sliding play over there by Bichette, especially for a guy who's not a third baseman. By the time he got that ball in, he beat it out. And it looks like that's going to be it for Senga. So, man, good night, Irene. Senga only makes it through 3 1/3. We'll be back in a flash. I'm going to try to fix that screen. I don't know how long it's been doing that with the dude standing at the plate, but we'll be back in a flash, try to fix it before we return. Welcome back. Wasco Brazoban fires the first pitch in at the knees for a strike. Nico Horner, it's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup, runner at first. One out. The 0-1 from Brazoban. As he looks into Alvarez. They set up on the outer track. Swing and a miss. 0-2. The 0-2 to Horner. He had a 2-run home run his last time up. The pitch on the way. Outside wide, 1-2. One-two count. Flips it over to first real quick. Empty used to watch the Royals in 1980. And that Phillies team, that was the first Phillies team to win the World Series. The 1-2 pitch, swing, chops it. High chopper, good old Baltimore chopper, and everybody's going to be safe. There was nothing Bichette could do over there. I know there's going to be some boneheads blaming him for his third base play, but he had to wait for that ball to come down, and by the time he did, everybody was safe. So 6-3 your score. Trini, do you remember who the closer was for the Phillies in 1980? Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swing, slaps it over towards the right side of the infield. Ricochets off of one glove to the other. The throw's going to go to second base. High throw as Lindor keeps that ball from sailing into the outfield, and everybody's going to be safe, and we've got the bases loaded now. Ducks all over the pond. But honestly, it could have been a heck of a lot worse for the Mets. The ball goes off of the glove of Beatty, ricochets to Simeon. He fires it to second. It was a high throw. Lindor kept that ball from sailing into left field. If it goes out into left field, it's going to end up into foul territory where at least 2 runs will score. I'd say your batter is probably going to be standing at second at the worst. Instead, it's still 6-3, and a double play can get you out of it. Yes, the great Tug McGraw, and of course his son ends up being one of the more famous country stars of all time, Tim McGraw. I figured you would remember him. There was a long, almost home run hit off of Tug McGraw in that final game in the late innings. It just whistled foul, if you remember that ball. Guy used to come into my bar when I was bartending. He was sitting right there and ended up getting the ball is the short of it. Is the 1-0. Brazaban. Righty-righty matchup versus Bregman. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. So it was a foul ball that he had, but either that or he was a hell of a liar because he had the ball and everything. He brought it in a couple of times. 1-1 count. I don't know how you could prove it one way or the other. The 1-1 pitch, swing, hammered over towards short, line drive caught by Lindor. L6 in your scorecard, and there's 2 down. So now Brazaban's 1 out away from getting out of this jam. But both balls have been scalded, the last 2 batters. That'll bring Ian Happ to the plate. Pitch on the way, swing by Happ is chopped over to second. That ball's going to go off the glove of Beatty. Everybody's going to be safe, and the Cubs have made it 7-3. That'll be an E3 on that one. Hard hit ball, but first baseman in the major leagues has got to make that play. And it will be an E3. Last one that ricocheted, he was fortunate that Simeon caught off the bounce and almost turned in a heck of a force out. Instead, this one kicks off his glove, and Seiya Suzuki's going to come to the plate, but the base is loaded. Once again, ducks all over the pond. 2 outs. Brazaban, this will be his 10th pitch of the inning. First pitch on the way is upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. Ducks all over the pond. Brazaban kicks and fires. High and out of the zone. 1-1. 98 miles an hour. Oh, that's cool. George Brett. I don't know a baseball fan who didn't love George Brett growing up in the 80s. The 1-1. Down and in, 2-1. The hemorrhoid kid, as they used to call him. 2-1 count. Kicks and fires. Down and away, 3-1. Three-one count to Suzuki. Standing on deck is the man that is 2 for 2 with the 3-run home run. Ballesteros, the 3-1. Swing rips it down the third base side, but foul. It'll bend. Hit foul territory about 4 or 5 feet. So once again, you got the bases loaded, 2 outs. Runners on the go. Infield is back. The payoff pitch. Punched out on the outer track, strike 3. Good pitch by Brazaban. Way to get out of the jam. He gave up the 1 inherited run, but it's 7-3, and the Mets will bring Beatty to the plate when we return.
This guy looked at me and he said B12. And I turned around and looked to see if he was even talking to me, and I just went, huh? And he was like, oh, my bad. I thought you was a vending machine because you a snack. And I was like, bro, your card has been declined. And he was like, see, that's the thing about vending machines. Sometimes you have to bang them a few times and get your money's worth.
That reminds me, I had a dream about your sister yesterday.
My sister?
Yeah.
What do you mean dream? What kind of dream?
A sex dream.
Oh, that's my sister we're talking about.
You're having sex with my sister in reality.
But that's my wife. I got a contract with the priest. You're having premarital sex dreams.
I did want to touch upon a couple things, but one major thing, Kate, you were MIA all day yesterday. You were offline. I didn't see you in any of the meetings I needed you in. Where were you?
It was Monday.
Yeah, it was Monday, which is a work day.
No, it's winter. So like summer Fridays, we get winter Mondays.
Right, you guys, you know what? Clearly the team building exercises is not working, and I am up to my wits' end.
Future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols pitched in a game for the first time in his career. His pitching debut came in his 2,988th career game, which breaks the old record by over 500 games. Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina, together they broke the record for most wins by a battery in MLB history with 203 wins together.
The greatest competitions, I think, in sports is the pitcher and the hitter. Now, I'm going to hit this ball. See, right now, I'm going to be better than you. And this pitcher's saying the same thing. I'm going to be better than you at this particular moment. This is in a pressure situation. So, and you are competing, and it's nobody can help you. Nobody can block for you in this. You got to do it on your own.
Welcome back. Cabrera fires the first pitch in there for a strike to start the 5th inning. It's 0-1. The 0-1 chops it over to second base. It'll be a 4-3 putout. Horner to Bush, and there's one away. Yeah, I've only read about it. I don't really recall seeing his. I wonder if I could find any kind of a video on his pitch on the way. He's right there on the outer edge. 0-1. Found something here. Let me see. The 0-1. Drops one in there. For a strike, it's 0-2. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of Nomar Garcia-Parra. Constantly fidgeting with his gloves and everything. Oh yeah, he could never do that nowadays. Pitch clock, you got to be engaged. The 0-2, outside wide 1-2. Garciaparra was the first person I thought of when they came up with the pitch clock. I was like, man, he'd be cooked. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. You almost wonder if Garciaparra may have gotten some of that from Hargrove growing up watching him, because that would have been right in Garciaparra's wheelhouse coming up as a kid, seeing Hargrove. First pitch on the way is a bender at the knees to Carson Benj, who's 0 for 2 on the day, a line out and a fly out. It's 0-1. Carson Benj, left-hander, pitch, fastball, 98, misses high, 0-2. 6'1", 184-pounder out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The 1-1 upstairs for a strike 1-2. Drafted by the Mets in 2024 in the first round out of Oklahoma State. The 1-2 pitch, down and away, 2-2. 2-2 count. He's got an older brother named Garrett Benj that played in the minor leagues till about 2020. The 2-2 swing, that ball sizzled up the middle, almost gets Cabrera, dives away underneath it, and Dansby Swanson diving towards the ball behind the second base bag will just miss it, and it'll be a 2-out single for the Mets. See if Cabrera's okay. That ball was hammered. He had lost his... Oh, it actually hit him. He lost his balance coming off the mound. They're out there to look at him. I thought it actually missed him, but it ricocheted off of him. Trying to see where it actually hit him at. During his follow-through, if it got him flush anywhere, it's going to be in the pitching arm. Now, I don't know if it skipped off his glove. It almost looked like it might have hit him. He was turning towards the first base bag during his delivery. They're going to let him have a couple of warm-up tosses. He appears to be okay. I don't know if there's a better angle. They're starting to show another angle. Oh, I think it might have hit him actually in the belt, the side area. Man, if that's Spencer Strider, he's on the shelf for 8 weeks with the oblique injury. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch is inside. For a ball, it's 1-0. Bo Bichette, the batter, 7-3 your score. Bears lead the Jets. We're here in the 5th. The 1-0 swing, slaps it towards the right side of the infield. Diving stop over there by Horner. He'll flip it to first. Good play. 4-3. That'll end the inning. We are in the middle of the 5th. It's time to take the 5th here on the BCR.
At the tone, leave your name and message. I'll get back to you.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Hell are you doing? I told you we weren't getting involved.
You got us involved when you brought us here.
Where are you from? What's your real name? What was it before you changed it?
Giuseppe?
That's all you need, one thieving wop on the team.
It's much better than you stinking Irish.
Oh, I like him.
Just a drink.
He can play. He can't throw. He can't throw and he can't field. Why do you like him?
He gets on base.
You want answers? I want the truth!
He gets on base, so do I care if it's a walk or a hit?
You do not.
I do not.
Just a drink.
What draws my admiration? What is that which gives me joy?
Just a drink.
Baseball. A man stands alone at a plate. This is the time for individual achievement. But in the field, part of a team. Part of one big team. Sunny day, stands full of fans. What does he have to say?
Just a drink.
I get nowhere unless the team wins. The day may come when the courage of men fails. But it is not this day.
Just a drink.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Spaghetti's rolling.
You think he'll ever get out of here?
One day, when I got a long white beard and 2 or 3 marbles rolling around upstairs.
Get busy living, get busy dying.
Just a drink.
Do you really want to get him? What are you prepared to do? If you open the ball on these people, you must be prepared to go all the way. Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
Just a drink.
The Lord hates a coward. Do you know what a blood oath is? Yes. Good, because you just took one.
Just a drink.
Go ahead. Make my day.
You can't handle the truth.
Did it ever occur to you I just might go tapioca and throw you out of one of the windows?
Just a drink.
Perfect.
Shaken, not stirred.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sean Manaea is coming on for the New York Mets, the left-hander, former starter, now a long relief guy in the bullpen, and lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way is a fastball right there, 89 miles an hour, four-seamer. It's 0-1. If you wonder why, is the 0-1 pitch, swing, lifts it down the left field line, and that ball is just foul. Shaw in to pinch hit for Ballesteros, so he's out of the game. 2 for 3 with the home run. I know they've got a strict platoon situation with those two guys, but I'd be tempted to see where this game could take old Ballesteros. Sean Manaea, his velocity has gone down quite a bit the last few years. The 90-mile-an-hour four-seamer fouled back, 1-2. So he's been regulated to relief duty as he tries to build that arm back up and get where he was. And last year he talked about, as the 0-2, in the dirt, that ball almost got him in the foot, diving out of the way. 1-2. Last year he talked about that he lost his arm slot, so to speak. If y'all remember when he had that big year a couple of years ago, he credited quite a bit of that to a conversation he had with Chris Sale about his arm slot, and it led him going to the All-Star game off of it. And he got injured. When he came back from injury, he's never been able to quite recapture that magic. As the pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him chased a little bit off the edge. 1 away. 1 down, and Carson Kelly, the batter. Righty-lefty pitch in the dirt. Taken for a ball. It's 1-0. I think I said righty-lefty. It's lefty-righty. 1-0. Game 1 of a doubleheader here on Braves Country Radio. Tonight we got Braves and Phillies, 6:40 first pitch, the 1-0. Outside wide, 2-0. 2-0 count. Brings it. Just misses. Three 3-0. Turns and fires. Right there on the edge, 3-1. Cubs 7. Mets 3. The 3-1 pitch. Swing, lifts it into left field, and making the diving catch out there is Carson Benj for out number 2. Great play out there. Robbed one. That'll bring PCA to the plate. Just got there in time. Outstretched glove, full dive towards the first base bag from right field. Had to extend out and barely got there in time. Lefty-lefty PCA. First pitch is well inside. Four-seam fastball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Right there at the knees. 1-1 count. Down and away, ball 2-1. The 2-1 from Minaya. Bang, right there, 2-2. Infield is back and to the right. Outfield deep and straight away. The 2-2, Minaya. Swing and a miss, strike three. Chased one down and away, and that'll end the inning. So a good inning by Minaya. We'll be back in a flash. Lindor leads it off for the Mets when we return.
How'd you like to go out for dinner on Friday? Just you and me.
Why?
Because you're my wife.
I was your wife last Friday and we didn't go to dinner.
Mary, I'm asking you on a date.
Okay.
Is that a yes?
Sure.
All right, then.
If you did something stupid, I'm going to find out.
A minor league prospect got cut from the Yankees for a very weird reason. Jake Sanford was recently released from the Yankees system for allegedly stealing his teammates' equipment and selling it online. He's also alleged to have promised fans autographed items and never delivering. Sanford was picked in the third round of the 2019 draft by the Yankees as an outfielder. He was given a $600,000 signing bonus, making the alleged theft even more weird. According to anonymous teammates, Sanford would repeatedly hound them for their equipment or would just take it from their locker. A rumor for this behavior is that Sanford may have had gambling debts.
I'm glad I played in the 80s because it was more that you could feel and hold and grab, and sometimes it'd be low in scoring games, but sometimes you score 130 points, so you didn't know going in what kind of game it was going to be.
One thing I've learned about being on a job site, if you're the one that walks around the fastest, they'll think you're the most productive.
Hitting alone will not win ball games. I want speed on my team, and I also want every man on the squad to know how to slide. I intend to have my players taught how to run. I don't say we will win any pennants, but I do think that my systematic training will be laying the foundation of a pennant winner. If this is theory, it is blamed good practical theory. Branch Rickey.
He was Leonardo in baseball. He did everything. He was artist and scientist and genius of a million kinds. He invented the farm systems. He devised ways of playing the game and of training players that had never before been considered.
Welcome back. Edward Cabrera back out there for inning number 6. First pitch to Lindor is high and inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup, the 1-0. Swing, chops it down the first base side. 1-1. One count. What book were you on? 16.5 is the 1-1 swing and a miss. 1-2. Get off that book, whatever that one is, Swish. The 1-2. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Into right field. And F9 your scorecard. One away. I was actually checking it because I was curious how high it had grabbed, how high it had creeped. The one here in Florida had it at 14.5, which is still a little high because, A, if the Cubs continue to lead, they're not going to bat in the 9th inning. So you could eliminate one of those half innings. And B, usually how this goes is the offense gets hot at the beginning, usually cools off. As the first pitch is a strike upstairs. Top shelf tequila to Luis Robert Jr. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swing. That ball is a line drive. L4 in your scorecard. 2 down. Hard hit ball over the head of Cabrera. And Nico Horner was there. They had him played perfectly. He was at the top of his jump, but he stopped it from going into center. Francisco Alvarez, 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch upstairs. For a ball, it's 1-0. Alvarez batting .280 on the year, 4 home runs. I mean, speaking of catchers that are coming up, and just the offensive explosion from the catcher position the last, say, 3-4 years, Alvarez isn't even talked about anymore, and he is a heck of a hitting catcher. If you look at what it was like, I mean, we're talking 2019, 2020. You could only find about 2 or 3 good hitting catchers. The 2-0 upstairs, 3-0, the 3-0 count. Wow, 17.5. 3-1 to Alvarez. Pitches down and away, ball 4, so he'll head on down to first. Not saying that it can't happen, but I would definitely be on the under, even on the 14.5 right now, because you're talking about having to get 5 more runs in under 3 innings. Pitch on the way, swing, that ball slapped into right field, down for a base hit. Suzuki comes up firing it, throws it into the infield. They'll have runners on the corners. Good piece of base running there by Alvarez as he goes corner to corner with 2 outs. Yeah, I mean, both bullpens have not been great, and the wind is pushing out. I always look at that when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I told y'all to bang the over at the beginning, and I think we're on point with that because it was 10.5 at the beginning of the game. When you get into the live, they're betting on what the books are taking into adjustment is the percentages per inning that have already played. Well, the idea that you're going to get, so for instance, going into inning number 5, it was 7-3. The idea that score is going to double is just insane because it's so hard to hit the ball in Major League Baseball, even when the wind's blowing out. Even if you're in Colorado, and they do take that into factors on these AI-generated sports books now that adjust with the numbers that have already come across. Pitch upstairs to Simeon. Misses high. Start the at bat. It's 1-0, and they know it's built into the process of the entire number. They know that the fan wants to root for offense, no matter what whatever sport you're talking about. Pitch is bounced back to the backstop. There is a left-hander warming up in the Cubs pen, Riley Martin. One count. 1-1 swing, pops it back foul. You had 9.5 last night. You were getting juiced on the 9.5 today. We went to 10.5 early morning, but you were getting plus money on it. It still hasn't quite hit yet. I mean, we could finish 7-3. You never know. The 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. But just like I can tell you this, with doing these shows, the sports betting shows we've done for years, with the football and the baseball, it's not fun to do, but taking the under typically is plus money in the end. The 2-2, swing, fouls it down the line. Do it again. They know that the fan does not like to bet on defense. The fan likes to bet on offense. 2-2 count. And that's why the strikeout numbers were so low today. It had nothing to do with the pitchers. It had to do with the fact they didn't think they would pitch very long because of the conditions. That wind is still blowing out hard to almost dead center field now. Still a touch to the left. The 2-2 count. Cabrera kicks and fires. Swing, fouls that back. He almost timed that one up. Marcus Semien is batting .203 on the year, but that won't last. He'll come out of his shell here. Right now they've got him batting all the way down in the 7 hole. But he's a guy that when he's rolling, he's going to be top part of the order. The 2-2. Semien always starts off slow. It's weird. The 2-2 pitch swing hits it over to third, and that should be a 5-4. That'll end it, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Cubs lead by 4, far from over. Dansby Swanson leads us off when we return.
Hey, besties. I'm going on a little trip to Rock Bottom. Does anybody want anything?
Why are you crying?
I was on your computer and I found a file that says My Documents.
Oh my god.
And I don't understand why it doesn't say Our Documents.
Are you serious? Come on. Get out of here.
Why is it not us?
Oh my god.
She left me. She left me, Dad.
I'm sorry.
After all we've been through.
I don't know what...
I trusted her.
I know, buddy.
And she left me.
I know.
This hurts so bad.
I know.
And it's like she doesn't even care.
Listen, Amy is only... Yeah, Amy. Who are you talking about?
My Uber driver. This heifer left talking about I'm taking too long. I said, bitch, I'm on my...
You know, I just want it to be said that you can go your whole life without doing drugs, drinking, gambling, swearing, just live the best life you could, and then wind up in hell for judging those that did.
Branch Rickey graduated from Ohio Wesleyan University, struggled as a catcher for a few years in the major leagues, got a law degree but failed to drum up any clients, gratefully returned to baseball, working for the St. Louis Browns, one of the poorest teams in the majors. He moved up quickly within the organization, scout, club secretary, and in 1913, manager. Rickey was a genius at making do with less. He approached his job scientifically, introducing unusual calisthenics, batting cages, and sliding pits.
No ball player can learn to steal bases by practicing sliding into sand pits. I wouldn't ask a veteran to slide into a pit. I don't think much of this theory stuff. Miller Huggins.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th we go. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to Dansby Swanson. He's upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Chased a nasty slider in the dirt. 0-2. Guess Deb's heading out.
Good night, Jimbo.
The 0-2 count. Brings it. Swing, pops it up. Jammed him inside, and that's going to be an F4 in your scorecard. Semien underneath it. One away. It's always been a mystery to me, the batters that always start slow, like Marcus Semien we were just talking about last inning. You'd think there's something that they could do to change it, and it never does. It never happens. First pitch to Nico Horner is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, high and out of the zone. 1-1. Well wishes there to you, Deb Up. Hopefully you get to feeling better. The 1-1 pitch, swing, fouls it away. 1-2. Speaking of important numbers, Mets and Cubs, their over-under today on hits was 8.5. They're both sitting at 8. The 1-2. Swing. Hammers it foul. Do it again. Game 1 of a doubleheader. It'll be Braves and Phillies later on this afternoon, early tonight. With 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. First pitch is 6:40. We'll come on the air about 6 p.m. to get you ready. It's going to be Martin Perez for the Braves versus Taijuan Walker of the Phillies. The 2-2's punch foul. We'll do it again. If it was a little warmer here in Chicago with that wind, that 17.5 runs wouldn't be that far out of the realm of possibility. But the cool weather is going to keep it down a little bit. The 2-2 swing. Rips it into the hole. That's through for a base hit. And the 9th hit of the day for the Chicago Cubs, for those of y'all who care about such things. Little worm burner on the 5-6 side, just past the diving glove of Lindor. He laid out, but just past his glove. First pitch is upstairs. You go around, he did not. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, pops it up. Very shallow left field coming in. Making the diving catch out there in left field is Tyrone Taylor. 2 down. Always pays off to have a center fielder playing left. Pretty impressive catch out there by Taylor, but he's been known for his glove. He was a center fielder coming up. When they got the trade from Luis Robert, he's been platooning out and left this year. First pitch is just hits the outer edge to Alex Bregman. It's 0-1. Starting him off with a four-seamer, the 0-1. Good to see you, Uncle Charlie. The 0-1 pitch right there for a strike. It's 0-2. No 2 count. Kicks and fires. High and out of the zone. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Swing. Chops it down the first base side. We'll do it again. Sean Manaea digging in. The 1-2 swing. Pops it up high, shallow, infield, and Simeon will make the catch after scoring your scorecard. We go to the 7th inning. It's 7-3 Cubs. Mets will grab the sticks when we return.
Oh my God, a promotion? I never thought I'd see the day. What are you talking about?
Oh, is that not why I'm here?
Not even
to give me a raise? No, God, your PTO was denied. Okay? Oh, okay. I should have known. Well, it wasn't a request anyways.
What?
Oh, I wasn't asking for permission. What am I, 12?
Well, you can't take it during that time because...
You know what PTO stands for?
Yeah, paid time.
Prepare the others. Okay, I give you a heads up. You're welcome.
That's not how it works.
I will not be here.
Veronica, we're not done here.
Good chat. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Hello?
Hi, is Mark there?
Yeah?
It's me, Shannon. We met at Jack's party.
Yeah! How can I forget? Wow, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in,
9 months.
Armchair.
Brian, we can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Sorry, I'm a little perplexed because I thought this was our virtual happy hour, so I don't know what... Right?
No, this is our morning check-in. This is not a virtual happy hour.
Okay, well, I already opened it, so I don't know what you want me to do with it now, but...
We can both see and hear you. So, Amanda, I think we need to get HR on the phone.
Yep, I totally agree. Kate, you can actually hop off this call if you want.
I'm drinking that.
Ricky barred profanity and poker playing and liquor. Offered evening lectures on baseball theory called Skull Sessions. Keeping a promise to his mother, managed just 6 days a week, leaving an assistant to take over for him on Sundays. In 1919, the Browns' crosstown rivals, the hapless St. Louis Cardinals, offered him a still bigger job as general manager at double the salary. He would spend the next 23 years with the Cardinals, and in the process, profoundly change the game of baseball.
Welcome back. 7-3 your score. We go to the top of the 7th. First pitch swinging to start the inning. That is going to be a single into center field as Vientos comes off the bench to pinch hit for Beatty, and it's a leadoff single for the Metropolitans. Good hard hit rip as Kyle Martin, the left-hander, in from the Chicago Cubs bullpen. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Hits it down the third base line. That's going to be a 5-3 putout. Good bunt attempt there, but it'll be an out by Taylor. He's trying to. They might give him credit as a sack bunt, but he was definitely bunting for a hit there. Runner at first moves to second. There's one down. Lefty-lefty matchup now is Carson Bange takes the first pitch in the dirt. It's 1-0. They did give him credit for a sack bunt, but honestly, when you're trailing by 4, sack bunts are up to the individual score person, I guess they call him nowadays at the park, is the 2-0, swing and a miss. It's 2-1. But I don't think I would give a sacrifice on a bunt when your team's trailing by 4 in the 7th inning. 2-1 count, lefty-lefty. Swing, fouls it away, 2-2. Standing on deck is Bichette Lindor. He's in the hole. Two count. Swing, slices it foul, 2-2. Deb talking about pulling for the Cubs. I mean, I think we all grew up in the 80s and 90s watching the Braves at night on TBS and the Cubs during the day on WGN. I'm not saying I was ever a Cubs fan, but I always enjoyed seeing a game on. The first pitch is off that 2-2. Grabs the outer edge, does not get the call. We're going to get a challenge here, and that's going to be strike 3. Bang! It's a good hook thrown out there. 2 down. Carson Bange will go back to the dugout. I mean, that was, I'd say 75% of that ball was in the zone. That was a pretty simple call. We've gotten a lot of off calls by Todd Titchener today. The first pitch to Dante Bichette is foul back. It's 0-1. But just growing up watching, I tuned in for the Cubs, but I also tuned in to hear Harry Carey and Steve Stone. That was one of my favorite combos of all time, is the 0-1, fouls it back. It's 0-2. It's good to see Steve is still doing games for the White Sox. I'll never get used to that. Every time I hear him on a White Sox game, all I can think of is, man, you're like on the wrong side of the tracks. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing down there on the south side? You're supposed to be a Cubs announcer. The 0-2, swing, lifts it into right, making the running catch is Seiya Suzuki, and that'll end the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Hey, this is where it all began, right? Time to get up a stretch here in Wrigley. Back, first pitch swung on and fouled back by Ian Happ. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Mania back to work. The 0-1 pitch, swing, lifts it into left center field. Drifting over, making the catch with ease is Tyrone Taylor. And there's one down. Suzuki, the batter, first pitch swinging, fouls it back. Out of play. The 0-1, kicks and fires. Upstairs for a strike, it's 0-2. Seven to 3 your score, bottom of the 7th inning. The 0-2 misses just high, 1-2. Suzuki 1 for 3 on the day with a single to right. It scored Michael Bush. As the 1-2 misses high, 2-2. The 2-2 swing, slaps it down the right field line. That ball's going to get down where the green grass grows into the corner, rattling around like a pinball, and it's a one-out double for Seiya Suzuki and the Chicago Cubs. The throw goes all the way to third. They thought he might try to stretch that into a triple, but instead... Trini was saying he's connected. He was in middle school watching Harry Carey. I mean, when was that, Trini? Was that in the 70s, 80s? And Suzuki is now in scoring position. Cubs lead it 7-3. And that'll bring Shaw back to the plate. Shaw swings at the first pitch he sees and drives it deep into right field, going back. That ball's going to bounce off what would be the ivy. Here comes Suzuki around. He's heading to the plate. The throw is late, and the Chicago Cubs have made it 8-3. RBI double by Shaw. That ball almost left the building and got up there where that wind was. That wind's pushing a little bit to the left. If not, that ball was leaving the yard. It was at least getting into the basket they have out there. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Pitch on the way. Outside wide. High for a ball. Carson Kelly. 0 for 3 on the day. The 1-1. Check swing. 2-1. Infield. They're playing in on the right side and back on the left side to the left. The 2-1 pitch, swing, hits it up the middle, and that's going to be a throw all the way over to first. So it's a wide throw, and Beatty misses the tag on the play. The runner makes it down to third base, and on top of that, if Beatty was paying attention, the runner, Kelly, he had actually turned to the left, and he had to dart back to the bag to touch it because he would have been a live runner if Vientos, I said Beatty, it's Vientos playing first base now for Beatty, came in to pinch hit. And, of course, that's not really Vientos' position. He's really more, he never touched the bag to begin with. I just saw there's a side replay. He never touched the bag, and that's why he had to dart back and touch it. So Vientos did not realize that. He was looking at the runner at third. And so runners on the corners now, 1 out. He's paying attention. He's going to be able to tag Kelly before he can get back to the bag. Lefty as PCA comes to the plate. Pete Crow Armstrong showing bunt the first pitch, and it's just misses outside wide. It's 1-0. Gotcha, Trini. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing, fouls it back. Off his mask, it's 1-1. One count. Brings it. Showing bunt again. Pushes it foul down the line. The infield is playing pretty much all the way in on all sides. They were charging the bunt there. The 1-2 down and away, 2-2. Two pitch. Kicks and fires. Outside, just misses. Ball 3, 3-2. Full count, runners at the corners, 1 out. Pete Crow Armstrong calls timeout. Full count. High and out of the zone, ball 4. He'll head on down to first. So now the bases are loaded. 8-3 your score. Lefty righty, first pitch is a bender at the knees to Dansby Swanson. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Standing in with a .210 average now, 4 home runs, 778 OPS. He has really heated up the last, say, week or so, the 1-1. As that pitch misses down and away. Infield is back. They're playing halfway on the right side. They're back on the left, the 1-1. Whoa, that ball gets by. That ball's going to rest on the back of the shelf there behind home plate, and a run's going to come home to score. Normally we see balls that'll ricochet off the bricks back there, but it just kind of bounced and then rolled to the very top. Alvarez's glove might have slowed it down, but when it got back there to the back of the shelf over the bricks and the netting, it hit and then just rolled softly off of it. So Alvarez had a long way to go. The 2-1 pitch, down and in, 3-1. They don't have a deep area back there behind home plate, but it does go into a true corner. So if you hit that one spot, you got a long way to go for a catcher. The 3-1. Right there for the strike on the outer edge, full count. Yeah, we actually had cable in the late 70s, early 80s. I was in Jacksonville. I think a lot of people would be surprised that, I mean, it was one of the markets, one of the first markets to get full cable. Full count. Swing, fouls it away. We'll do it again. So I can remember going up on summer vacation to see my mom's side of the family in New York, and their cable system was nowhere near as deep as Jacksonville's. The payoff pitch, swing, fouls it back. But what I did love about it is that you got, not only did you get TBS and WGN, but you also got the 2 stations that brought you Yankees and Mets. WPIX, I think, was the other one. The payoff pitch, swing, lifts it into left field. That should be F7 and a sac fly. Here comes the throw to the plate, just slow to get in there, and it's 10-3 Chicago. They go up by a touchdown. Minaya, who's now thrown 58 pitches, he may not be around much longer. Runner at third, 2 outs. I think they'd like to get him through this inning. Nico Horner, the batter, leadoff man for the Cubs, first pitch. Swing, slaps it to second. And Simeon's got it. He'll flip it to first, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Cubs put a few more on the board. It's 10-3, 3 across. We'll go to the 8th here on the VCR doubleheader.
Miles from Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
It's happy hour.
When wins become losses
and losses become wins.
You guys going to happy hour? I'll come for a couple. Just a couple, though. Not like last time.
I need a drink.
When buying a beer, buying only one beer can cause a misalignment in your spine due to the uneven weight distribution. This can cause unnecessary back pain and potential spine issues. To prevent this, carry 2 beers, ensuring your body is balanced and proper health maintained.
Afternoon, everybody. Put my pants on, one leg at a time. Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe? Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
Everybody drink a beer.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to.
This stinks!
Pretty soon we're going to become this country.
This is total BS! Oh, yeah. For me and the Lord, you gotta understand it. We're on a mission from God. I'm on the radio every day!
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me!
And you, music lover, you're next.
You're so drunk you can't hit nothing. In fact, you've probably seen a couple.
I have 2 guns, one for each of you.
Welcome back. First pitch from Jacob Webb, ex-Atlanta Brave. Right-hander. Flips it up there for a strike. It's 0-1. Francisco Lindor, the batter, righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 chops it foul. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Lindor 1 for 3 on the day. The Mets are in jeopardy of losing their 9th game in a row, the 0-2. Swing bangs it off the plate. Sky is falling in Gotham for sure. I was listening to the Fan this morning getting ready for the broadcast, and they're just throwing their hands up as the 0-2 high and out of the zone, 1-2. One-two count. Swing, fouls it away. You can draw a lot of similarities to what the Braves went through at the beginning of the year last year. They didn't have their long losing streak 3 weeks in, but any kind of an 0-8, 0-7 type of deal, now the Mets are about to go 0-9 unless they have a miracle comeback. This early in the year, it makes it really difficult to sell to your fan base that you're competing. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Conversely, I've seen a bunch of clips recently of the local radio stations in Atlanta and them doing is the 2-2 swing, rips it towards the first base dugout, foul just over it. Do it again. And they're wanting to give Anthopoulos his flowers already. I mean, we're 19 games of the season, and they were doing their laps around the bases like we've really done something so far. The 2-2 outside wide, full count. Lindor will head on down to first. They're saying that's 3-2. What? They're saying that that's a full count now? Strange, because both... That must have been 2-2 the whole time he was peppering those fouls, because both screens is the 3-2 pitch swing. Rips it off the glove of the first baseman over there. Bush is going to roll back to Horner. Horner flips it to first, and as opposed to a walk, Lindor gets an infield single. Hard hit ball there on the right side. Both screens had it as 3-2 before that pitch missed the zone. It's the only thing I can think of with that. When all those fouls started off, as the first pitch upstairs misses for a ball, it's 1-0 to Luis Robert, who's 0 for 2, batting .230 on there. The only thing that makes sense on that is it must have been a 2-2 count. And with all the fouls, is the 1-1 swing, 1-0 swing, rips that down the line. That's into the corner. Lindor's heading around second to third. Here comes the throw from the outfield. Long throw, and Dansby will hold on to it. Lindor will be stopped at third base. Roberts will be at second, trailing by 7. Don't want to get thrown out at the plate. So it's a double by Robert. And Lindor, he held up for a second for some reason. I don't know why. It was pretty obvious that ball was getting down, but that cost him scoring the run there. Second and third, nobody out. And Alvarez, the batter, first pitch swinging, chops it over towards third. That's going to score the run there, and Alvarez will be safe. It's an infield single. Long way to go for the third baseman, Bregman. They were playing him back. And what is normally a soft one bouncer into a third baseman's glove and an easy 5-3, they had Bregman playing so far back. By the time he got to the ball, he was letting go of the ball as Alvarez was stretching and hitting first base. And he doesn't run well. I mean, he's your typical catcher, but he was hustling down the line. So 10-4 your score. First and second, as Webb is in huge trouble here. Melendez will be the batter. And after a long delay, here we go. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch on the way, right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Cubs still lead by 6, so they're willing to give a run up here with the infield back. Playing back into the right, the 0-1. Just misses. And they want to go ahead and challenge this, so we'll see. Cubs have both of their challenges remaining. Let's see if it hit. Looked like it did hit. Barely, but it got there. Maybe 5% of that ball hit the zone. That's all it takes. The 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. One away. Big strikeout there for Webb. Double play could get him out of this jam. Marcus Semien coming to the plate. He's 1 for 3. He's right at the Mendoza line. Batting 200 on the year. First pitch is right there, down and away. It's 1-0. 1-0. RBI double and a run scored by Simeon. 1-0. Misses upstairs. Ball 2, 2-0. 2-0 count. Kicks and fires. Upstairs. So a 2-1. They've gone sweeper, four-seam, four-seam. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Pulled back that changeup. Just got him out in front. On deck is Vientos. Taylor in the hole. The 2-2. Fouls it away. Do it again. Wind still blowing out to center field. Pretty strong rate. I'd say somewhere between 10 to 15 miles an hour. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. Swing. Lifts it. Into left field. That ball's going to get down for a base hit. Here comes the throw to the infield. They're going to go station to station, so the bases are going to be loaded. There's one out. Ducks all over the pond. Webb is in a bind. Vientos the batter. First pitch swinging. Coming out of his shoes on that one. It's 0-1. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Came in for Beatty to pinch hit last time through with the left-hander on the mound. He'll stay in going forward. There is a lefty and a righty, Milner and Brown, warming up in the pen for the Cubs. The 0-1 swing and a miss. It's 0-2. (10-4) Chicago over New York. Far from out of the weeds. The 0-2 swing, slaps it to short. Dansby. 6, 4, 3. Inning ending, rally killing double play. So the Mets get one on the board, but that's it. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 10-4, good buddy.
Listen, if you feed your kid frozen pizza or chicken nuggets for dinner, you are a terrible parent. I don't care what it takes. You take the time out and you put that in the microwave.
Today we're going to talk about the career of Rod Carew. He made his major league debut April 11, 1967. He had a career-high 5 hits against Washington on May 8, 1967. On May 20th, 1967, he became the first Minnesota Twins player to hit for the cycle. All of these things happened in his first 2 months in the major leagues. He was an 18-time All-Star. He only missed 1 All-Star game in his career. In 1969, he stole home 7 times. Only Ty Cobb has stolen home more in 1 season. He hit 300 or better from 1969 to 1983. He never struck out 100 times in a season. He won 7 batting titles in his career and 4 straight from 1972 to 1975. He would miss out on a 5th straight batting title by .002. He led the American League in hits 3 times in his career. Over his 19-year career, he batted .328, had 3,053 hits, scored 1,424 runs, stole 353 bases, and had a .393 on-base percentage. He also won an MVP award in 1977. He was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1991 with 90.5% of the vote.
America's entry into World War I was very near in the spring of 1917. Millions had died on battlefields in Europe, and Americans could no longer stand by. Baseball was eager to show that it was ready to do its part. Van Johnson ordered teams to learn close order drill, and the Washington Senators showed off their marching skill, led by the athletic young Assistant Secretary of the Navy, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Welcome back. We're going to the bottom of the 8th, 10-4 your score. Chicago leads. There's a gentleman out in the cheap seats. I wouldn't dare to guess how old he is, but he's definitely... He's closer to 100 than he is 50, we'll put it that way. And he's got a jersey that I think he's had made for himself. As the first pitch swinging here to start the inning is going to get grounded through the infield, and it's a leadoff hit by Michael Busch and the Chicago Cubs. Good hard hit ball, worm burner on the ground. But he had someone's made him a jersey. It's a white jersey in Cubs colors. It says Bleacher Creature. And then to top it off, he's wearing one of those beanie hats, one of those ones with the propellers. I haven't seen those in years. And that guy's having a blast out there in the he was standing up off to the side of the bleachers, but he's out in that area. Alex Bregman, the batter, first pitch misses for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down and in, ball 2-0. 2-0 count. There is a right-hander, Holby Milner, warming up in the Cubs pen. I would assume that's who we're going to see in the 9th. Manaya's out here for the long haul. The 2-0 pitch, swing, chopped on the ground over to third. It's going to be a 5-3 putout. Bo Bichette gets him down. One away. On the out, Busch moves to second. And Ian Happ will come to the plate. Happ, 1 for 3 on the day. With a walk. First pitch swinging by Happ, blasted deep into the night. Is that going to be fair? That is a fair ball. Out onto Waveland Avenue, and it's a 2-run shot, and the Chicago Cubs lead it 12-4. 411 feet out of the building, out of the box, into the neighborhood. A hanging curveball by Manaya, and Happ hung it outside the building. First pitch to Suzuki is right there for a ball. Misses down and in, 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks it, fires, leaves it down. That deep down the right field line, making the catch in the corner is Carson Bench for out number 2. He had to get that deep into the corner. 12-4 your score. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Braves in Philly tonight. We all know that's been our own little house of horrors. Martin Perez is going to start that series off, the 0-1. This is 1-1. For you country club members, the Braves Country Today is already up. It's going to go to the public at 5:15 today ahead of Braves Phillies. So if you see that popping on, you'll understand what's going on. It goes early to the country club these days, and then we'll release it to everybody else just before first pitch. The 1-2, down and in, 2-2. So it'll be Sale versus Christopher Sanchez tomorrow night. There's not a gimme win in that Atlanta Philly series for either side, all three of them. The 2-2, down and in, 3-2. Phillies are not playing great baseball right now, but we know the Braves have not played well in that building. Full count. Kicks and fires. Swing, lifts it into left field. Drifting over, making the running catch in the corner. And that'll end the inning. Taylor will lead us off, then it's back to the top of the order. We go to the ninth here in Wrigleyville.
The best part about being a dude is that you can run alone at nighttime.
Come here, little boy. So come to find out, the barber that lives around the corner from me just got arrested for selling drugs. You just never know about people, man. I've been going to this dude for 12 years. Never knew he was a barber. It's crazy, man.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. Craig Biggio is remembered as a great contact hitter and one of the best Astros ever. In 1997, he played 162 games without grounding into a double play, becoming the only player to ever do that.
Dude, I'm so tired. I'd do anything to get 8 hours of sleep at night. Oh, just go to bed 8 hours before you have to wake up. Nah.
Baseball had become one of the biggest entertainment industries in the country, and when war actually came in April, the owners saw no reason to stop playing.
With an astonishing disregard for the new proprieties and new decencies, the so-called magnates of baseball have proclaimed in both leagues their unswerving adherence to the wretched fallacy of business as usual. New York Times.
The owners argued that baseball should be declared an essential wartime industry so that players would be exempt from the draft. It didn't work.
July the 21st, 1918. Baseball received a knockout wallop yesterday when Secretary Baker ruled players in the draft age must obtain employment calculated to aid in the successful prosecution of the war or shoulder guns and fight.
Fresh recruits drilled on the Elysian Fields in Hoboken, New Jersey, where Brooklyn and Manhattan teams had developed the game of baseball 70 years before. Some ball players found jobs in defense industries where they were paid handsomely to play on company teams. But 247 major leaguers did serve, and 3 were killed in action.
Welcome back. Yeah, they've only won the 2 world championships. Cali, as the first pitch is outside for a strike. Holby Milner, the southpaw, it's 0-1. They've also only won 8 pennants, National League pennants. And they've been in the league almost as long as the Atlanta Braves. They've been in the league since 1883. Braves organization started in 1871. The 1-1 pitch swing slaps it into right field, down for a base hit, and it's a leadoff single by the Metropolitans. 12-4 your score, top of the ninth. They've won 8 pennants and 2 world championships. Meanwhile, as the first pitch is right there at the knees for a strike, it's 0-1. The Braves organization, which started in Boston as the Red Stockings, they have won 16. Tommy Pham, the batter, the 0-1 swing, lifts it into right field. F9 your scorecard, 1 down. The Red Stockings franchise that is now the Atlanta Braves, they've won 16 world championships, 22 pennants, 23 divisions. But if you're on social media, they'll try to convince you that they're the more dominant franchise. Lefty-righty matchup right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing. Slices it away. 0-2. 16 straight pennants. What are you talking about? The 0-2. Swing, fouls it away. I don't know what sport you're talking about, Charlie, but it's not the Braves. Oh, 2 count. These dinks are not the Falcons either. No. The 0-2 swing, fouls it away, or the Bulldogs. None of them have ever done anything like that. It's like we got a broken bat, so we'll wait for Bichette to return. The 0-2 count. Lefty righty brings it. Swing, rolls it over to short. That's going to be a 6-4-3 inning ending, rally killing, game ending double play. Cubs win. Cubs win. The Chicago Cubs win. 12-4. 12 runs, 14 hits, no errors for the Cubbies. 4 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors for the Mets. 9 losses in a row now for the Metropolitans, and they'll head back to the drawing board tomorrow to take on the Cubs once again. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back at the top of the hour, next hour, to bring you Braves versus Phillies. Y'all have a great one.
Goodbye, sweetheart, well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart, goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.